Hi, superstars! Thanks so much for spending this time with me today. I'm Debbie Starr. I'm a writer of In the Waiting, which is a blog I created on DebbieRStarr.com. It's where I share my story and my journey of going from being a movie marathoner to running 3 half marathons in a year's time. Today, I want to share with you my thoughts on loving yourself. One big way of taking care of your health is you've got to start loving yourself, and you got to start realizing that all these little changes that you're doing is for you to love and to take care of yourself. You know, scripture tells us that we're supposed to love our neighbors as we love ourselves, but if we're not taking care of ourselves and we're not loving on ourselves, then we're not going to know how to properly love others. So today I just want to share with you really specifically about your negative thinking or negative speaking. Now, Jesus tells us, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever's stored up in our heart, it eventually is going to come out. So even though you might not think that it is, it is. Anytime that you make kind of a rude or snide comment about yourself, or like a fat joke or something to where you kind of like are joking about yourself, but it's at your expense, it really is showing where your heart is at. I love to laugh. I love comedy, and we all have to be able to laugh at ourselves sometimes. So that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, constantly thinking that you're stupid or you're weak and you can't do this and you can't do that, and you let all these negative things fill up in your mind. You replay on those over and over again, and then eventually you start speaking them out into life, into others around you. And really, we want to get rid of all the negative thinking, all the negative every time we have a negative thought in our mind, we want to take that captive and say, that's not truth. I'm getting stronger. I'm doing better. I'm smart. I'm beautiful. You need to think and speak all of those positive things about yourself. The next time you have a negative thought or you want to say something negative about yourself, I want you to take a moment and think about how you would react and respond if your best friend just said that about themselves. You would be like, hold up, wait a minute, that's not truth. You're amazing, you're wonderful, you're kind, you're patient, you're so much better at this and that than me. We need to think that about ourselves too. Even though we have weaknesses, we all have things that are wrong with us, we also have a lot of great gifts that God has given us. And if you're struggling to find those areas, take some time to pray and to get along with God, and always get into the Word, find out what His truth is for all of us. But really taking that time to really think and kind of self-reflect and know what we love and what's special and unique about us. Even if you are not happy with the body that you are in right now, there are certain things that you can love on yourself about. Like, for instance, I love my eyes. My eyes are brown, and so they're the coolest color of my favorite things in the world, 2 favorite things of chocolate and coffee. And so no matter what changes in my weight throughout the years, my eyes have always stayed the same. And so maybe it's your smile. Maybe you're one of those people that were born with perfect teeth and never had to have braces, or maybe you did pay for braces and so now you have a perfect smile and you want to celebrate that. Think about those kind of things along the way that are your beauty, then no matter what your size and shape of your body is, or how strong or how weak you are, those things are still beautiful about you. Maybe you're an amazing artist, you can sing, whatever your talents are, those are all unique, great, wonderful things about you that you need to celebrate. I also want to chat with you about giving yourself credit for every single little thing that you do. As you start making healthy changes, it's very easy to be like, oh man, I bombed this. Oh, I didn't get enough water today. Oh, I didn't get my workout in, or I didn't do it as tough as I did the days before. But you need to give yourself credit for every little thing that you do, because all of those little steps really do add up to big changes in your life. Sometimes it's hard to see those little changes, but they do. And over time, those little things, every single time that you drink water instead of drinking soda, or that you chose to have, a veggie or do a salad, something like that, all those little changes add up. And I want you to give yourself credit for that. Instead of thinking of all the negative things, which, a lot of times when you think about a diet or exercise program, it's all about what you can't do and what you can't have. We want to change that mentality, because nobody wants to live the rest of their life not feeling like they can't ever have cake again. Okay, if you go to a party and they have cake and you want to celebrate and you want to have cake and enjoy it. Don't feel guilty and bog yourself down by, oh man, I shouldn't be eating this. You're at a celebration, you're at a birthday party or a wedding or whatever, you're eating cake. It's okay. That one slice of cake isn't going to make you completely lose everything that you've worked towards, okay? And also when you are eating salads and you're eating healthy things and you're changing your diet, when you do go have those cake, it's awesome. You should enjoy it, every single little bit of it. Don't at all feel guilty because give yourself credit for what you have done. You know, you've been eating healthier than what you've ever had before in the past. So another thing I just wanted to talk about is I completely lost my guilt with food. I just decided when I started on this weight loss journey, I love to eat. I knew that I wanted to get into doing exercises and things, getting my metabolism back up to health and to speed and doing different exercises and things like that for me, to where I could not only burn the calories, you know, that's one of the reasons why I love running, because not only do I burn the calories while I'm running, but then I have what's called an afterburn. You also get that when you're lifting weights and you're sculpting your body with weights. But it's not only you burning calories with whatever you did, but also hours after your body is done, you're still in the afterburn stage. Your body, your metabolism is burning at a faster rate than what it was previously. So adding sprints, you know, you don't have to just go for miles and miles long of running, but just doing sprints can put an awesome afterburn. Burpees, like I said, weightlifting, any type of weightlifting, all of that. There's lots of other things you can Google and find out. But for me, I just decided I wanted to get into something and adapt things I knew I could do for life, and that allowed me to be able to still enjoy food, because I love to cook and I love to bake. So the negative part of that is that anytime I'm in the mood for brownies or cookies, I can just whip it up. But I also know there has to be balance. And so for me, I don't eat cake and brownies and cookies every single day, but when I want them, I want the real thing. I want to make it with real butter and real eggs and none of this applesauce substitute stuff. I want to have the real deal. So for me, I completely lost guilt with food. I decided that when I eat this brownie, I'm going to enjoy every single bit of it, and I'm not going to feel guilty because I am making healthier choices. And, you know, again, with a lot of diets and weight loss programs, it's all about what you can't have and you're depriving yourself. Once you do that in your mind, you feel like, oh, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have that, and you deprive yourself of that. Once you go to where you eat bread again, or like I say, is some days you just wake up hungry. You know what I mean? You get to the point where you just wake up hungry because you've ate nothing but salads and drink some shake or some protein bar things, and you wake up one day and you're hungry. And you go back to a lot of those things because you've never had bread forever. You taste it and you're like, oh, the wonderful world of bread. And you go and you just binge on it and you overdo it. Then you're losing the progress of what you've done before. And so for me, I just decided I'm not going to do that. When I have bread, I'm going to have bread, I'm going to enjoy it. When I have sweets, I'm going to have it, and I'm going to enjoy it. And then I'm also going to give myself credit for every time that I decide to get a side salad instead of fries, or when I go to Culver's and I order a salad instead of a burger and cheese curds like I would love to order. Now, I still have a burger and cheese curds every once in a while, but I don't order it every single time that I'm there. So I'm able to still enjoy the things I want, but when I want to enjoy them. So that's basically the main three things I want to chat with you today about loving yourself. Take some time to love yourself. Know that don't feel bad or guilty for loving yourself. You need to love yourself in order to be able to love others and take care of people. And for this, again, to be lasting changes for the rest of your life. Give yourself credit for every single little thing that you're doing. Because those little things are going to add up to big changes in your life. And I would say, lose the guilt with food. You've got to have food to survive, okay? You got to eat. And most of us eat a few times a day. You know, whether you're into like intermittent fasting and you eat all your food in a couple hours at the end of the day, or whether you eat every 2-3 hours, we all have to eat. We have to eat to survive. And eating is a good thing. There's a lot of people and places of the world that don't have enough to eat. So we should not feel guilty every time that we're allowed to eat something. And when we're out and we're celebrating with friends, we're eating out, or we're at a wedding and we're having cake and things like that, don't feel guilty about that. You're at a celebration, you're eating those things. And when you're making all those small changes, that's why, is so that you can enjoy those things in life. And they become what they're supposed to be, treats, right? Because a lot of times we've kind of switched gears to where those sometime foods have become all the time foods. You know, when my dad was growing up, him and his brothers used to go around town and they collect soda pop bottles and they go cash them in, and then he would take that money and go to the soda pop shop and get fresh soda, you know, and it was the good soda, all syrup, not syrup stuff like we have nowadays. It was all real sugar and real grape flavored and real orange, but they would get the soda bottles and they wouldn't drink that all day long every single day. They would drink that, you know, as a treat. They had to go work for it and they had to earn it. But then we've kind of morphed gears to where we're such a blessed place now in the US that we're able to have soda anytime we want. I mean, soda's in our schools, it's at every gas station, every grocery store, even in the hospitals, there are soda machines on every floor. So it's not like a treat anymore. It's what those things that should be sometime foods or sometime treats have become all the time. And so it's just about balance. I really feel like don't feel guilty. If you go to a place, like we go to a place, it's a train place up in the Wisconsin Dells, and every time we go there, they make their own homemade orange and grape and root beer. And I love to drink the soda. So I don't drink soda most of the time unless it's real good root beer. I love A&W root beer that's made for real. And when I go to have it, I don't feel guilty because I don't drink it all the time every day like I used to. And this is why I make healthy choices, is so that way I can enjoy the things that I want to when I want to. So anyways, thanks so much again for spending this time with me today. I hope that some of the information I shared is helpful to you. Please give a little like below. It's kind of my tip jar. And if you can, share this video to all your friends that you think any of this knowledge would be useful for them too. So thanks so much, and my prayer always for you is that you would make healthy choices while you're in the waiting.